Hi there community, it's Mike here, and today I want to show you some of the stuff I picked up at Leeds Record Fair and elsewhere during August so far. But before I do that, I'd just like to talk about something that I thought was maybe both sad and a little disturbed really. And it concerns a really nice guy called Beatle Dave. And Beatle Dave has a very successful channel. He's a big sort of Beatles fan, as you can imagine, with a channel with that name, and he talks about the Beatles with great, great authority and great enthusiasm. And although I'm not really a Beatles fan myself, I do like to listen to what he has to say, and it's because of him, because he's such a nice guy. He's a sort of bloke who, you'd like to go down the pub with and have a couple of pints and a good old chin wag, and he's a really nice bloke, but unfortunately, last week, the trolls started at him. And so what happened is that he put up a video as usual, and in the comments, somebody started accusing Dave of buying subs and buying subscriptions. And, this is completely untrue. Dave doesn't do that. He doesn't need to, because he's got such a great channel. People like me go and subscribe because we like what we see. And anyway, this person was clearly jealous or just hateful. But that allegation was made, unfortunately, under the name of another YouTuber, Mean Mr. Mayo. Now, Mean Mr. Mayo had absolutely nothing to do with this. But the person who was making these allegations on Dave's channel was pretending to be Mean Mr. Mayo. And, that made it doubly upsetting for Dave, because he thought, well, I've always had a good relationship with this guy. Why is he doing this? Anyway, it was all sorted out in that respect. And Dave knows that Mean Mr. Mayo had absolutely nothing to do with it. And it's just some troll. But Dave said he thought it might be somebody in the UK vinyl community. Now, I think he said that because I saw somebody, quite a well-known member of the UK VC, on a live stream a couple of months ago, making precisely the same unfounded allegations against Dave. That he bought his subs and that he bought subscriptions. And this person has a little bit of form in this respect. And what he's done, is he's had a go at other people. And it's always because these other people are getting a little bit more successful than he is. And I think it's driven by jealousy. But why would you want to be like that? We're meant to be a community here. Why can't we just celebrate each other's success? I love it when people do well in the vinyl community. It doesn't make me jealous in the slightest. I think, well, these people deserve the success that they get because, in many cases, they work very, very hard at what they do. Not like me. I just sit down in front of the screen and waffle on for a little bit. But, some of these people, put a great deal into it. But I think however you do it, you put a little bit of yourself into it, don't you? There's a little bit of you goes into it, and it's quite an emotional thing. And as I say, the vast majority of people who watch YouTube, watch VC channels, have nothing but respect and love for each other. And, it's just this small minority that just want to ruin it for everybody else. They get their kicks out of belittling other people, trying to put people down. And do they realise the effect that they have on other people? I don't know. But, Dave was clearly quite upset about what had happened. So, anyway, Dave's got 14.7 thousand subscribers. And I think it'd be really nice if we could get them up to 15,000, just to show the trolls that they won't win. So I'll leave a link to his channel. So if you want to subscribe to him, do so. And as I say, he's a really, really nice guy. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox now. So this is the stuff I picked up, and as usual, there's a bit of punk in here, but there's quite a lot of other stuff as well. I'll start with the singles as usual. First off, The Damned, Indul Deorum. Quite an unusual punk single, really. This, firstly, how many other punk singles have a title that's in Latin, and it's taken from a poem by Wilfred Owen, the great World War I war poet. And the poem was called Dulce et Decorum Est. And it means it's sweet and fitting. And also on this, at the very start, in the intro to this single, there's a little snatch of a speech by Winston Churchill. So, Winston Churchill on a punk single. There you go. That's the first one. That's The Damned. Second off, I always like to pick up records on this label, and it's stiff. And there's the sleeve, and this is Rachel Sweet. Now Rachel Sweet was quite big for a little while, sort of late 70s, early 80s in the UK, and this is her single Baby. In fact, it's probably pronounced B-A-B-Y, and it's very sort of Motownish. It could have been sung by the Supremes, but put it that way, and it's really nice. So that's Rachel Sweet on Stiff Records. Right, next off, Lena Lich, and single from her debut album, which was Raw Like Sushi, which is an absolutely brilliant album. This is Buffalo Stance, and on the B side of this, there's a remix. And yeah, I was really pleased to get that for next to nothing. There you go. That's the label. Right, next one. This was a bit strange. I saw it at a charity shop, and it's the Skids. And there you go. One side it's Another Emotion, and the other side is Amsterdam Dub. Now the really weird thing about this is that it's side 3 and side 4, which suggests that it comes from maybe a double single, and that's exactly what it is. And it's the extra single in an edition of their single Masquerade. I mean, I've got the original single that was just a single on its own, Masquerade on its own, but it was also issued as a double single, and this was side 3 and 4. And in fact, sorry, I said Amsterdam Dub, it's Aftermath Dub. And Aftermath Dub is actually a dub version of Masquerade. So there you go, that's the Skids. A band that I really like from Bristol, and this is Vice Squad, Out of Reach. So we've got Out of Reach on here, we've got So What for the 80s, and Sterile, and I always pick up their stuff if I see it. They're really good, and it's on the if I can get it out, on the Riot City Records label as normal. So that's Vice Squad. Now then, this is Jane Eyre and the Belvederes, and I believe she started out on Stiff Records, but this is on Virgin, as you can see, and it's a cover version. It's Breaking Down the Walls of Heartache. So there you go. This is pretty good. I like this. Really nice cover version from Jane Eyre and the Belvederes. And another Stiff Records release, and this is Lena Lich, and this is Birdsong. It's on the Yellow Stiff record label, and what's on the B side? Oh yes, Trio. There you go. And that's Lena Lich. Right, so that's all the singles out of the way. So Next off, I'll start off with a couple of bargains that I found, and at one of the stalls there was a big box of 3 records for a tenner, and I picked up 3 real sort of crackers. They're all in really good condition, and the first one is Live Cream. So this has got NSU on it, Sleepy Time. What else? Sweet Wing, Rolling and Tumbling. Yeah, it's really good, really nice album. Uh, I've not owned this before, so yeah, I was really pleased to get that, and it's on the Atco label. So what did I buy? My 3 for a tenner. That was one. So the other two. Now this I didn't buy at the record fair. I bought this at a gig. Must have been in 1986. And it's Brendan Kroker and the 5 O'Clock Shadows. Now, Brendan Kroker, guy who was born in Bradford, sadly died last year, and he does sort of rock blues, blues rock, and yeah, I saw him quite a few times, back in the day. And as I say, I bought this album. It's on American Activities label, which is or was a Leeds record label. I bought it at the gig, and guests on here. You got Snake Davis, who plays the saxophone. And Snake Davis was in 2 bands that I used to watch, on quite a regular basis. It used to do the rounds, the Leeds Bradford Yorkshire sort of circuit. The first one was, the band that he led, which was called Snake Davis and his Alligator Shoes. And then there was a sort of jazz rock band called Really, who were really good. So, there was that. So, as I say, I bought this at a gig in 1986, and I didn't buy anything else by Brendan Kroker until a couple of weeks ago. And these are the other 2 records I picked up in the 3 for a tenner. This is Boat Trips in the Bay by Brendan Kroker and the 5 O'Clock Shadows. And we've got Lonely Boy in Town, The Shuffle, Railroad Blues. Really nice sort of, blues rock album. And then there's this one, which is self-titled Brendan Kroker and the 5 O'Clock Shadows. I think it's probably about their 5th album. And it starts off with their version of the track No Money at All. Mark Knopfler plays guitar on that track, and I do believe actually Eric Clapton's in here somewhere as well. Not playing guitar, he does some vocals, and I can't remember what the track is that he does the vocals on. And then you got Tanita Tikaram as well, who does some backing vocals for them. So I was really pleased to get these. They're really cracking albums. Brendan Kroker and the 5 O'Clock Shadows, a bit of blues rock. Now back to the punk. Last month I bought a couple of singles by these guys, Edinburgh punks, and it's The Exploited. So this is called Live Lewd Lust, and it's a live album, and it's a collection of various performances dating from about 1981 to 1989, and it's performances in Leeds, Reading, Glasgow, and other places. And there you go. Really love The Exploited. This is a really nice sort of live album, and there they are doing their stuff. So I was pleased to get that. Right, Imperial Bedroom, Elvis Costello and the Attractions. I'm trying to get complete on Elvis Costello at the moment. I've got most of well, in fact, I've got all of the early albums, but some of the later ones I'm missing. And I was missing this one. Picked it up for next to nothing, really. So you've got on here Almost Blues on here, and Town Crier as well. I think it was a single from this, but there you go. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, and Imperial Bedroom. Right, and the final two, these are Australian classics. Now, there is a band, and it's very, very difficult to keep up with their output. Um, yeah, I think they release a record, probably a couple of studio albums a year, and then loads and loads of live albums. And of course, the band is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And I couldn't believe I picked this up for about, well, half the price I would have been willing to pay for it. And it's a paper mache balloon, and this is the double album version. It's got the original version, and it's also got an instrumental version. So there you go. That's one of the inners there. And I'm trying to become a completist with King Gizzard, but really, you pick one record up and you find that they've released another two in the meantime. So it's very, very difficult to keep up with these guys. In fact, they had their latest release only this week. So there you go. That's King Gizzard. And then finally, I was so pleased to get this, even though it's only a reissue. I've been looking for this for quite a long time, and again, it didn't cost me very much at all, and it's the Brilliant Saints. It's a debut album, I'm Stranded. As I say, it's not an original. This was from, looks like 2015 reissue on the Four Men with Beards label, but it's an absolutely classic album. I think on balance, I prefer their second album, Eternally Yours, mainly because it's got this perfect play on it. But this, as I say, I've been looking for this for quite some time. And then last night I was watching Ben Rankin down in Melbourne, Australia, and he tells us that there's going to be a box set issue of this album. A four album box set is coming out. So you've got the original album, some sort of remixed, remastered version, and then I think a couple of live albums. And I just can't wait to get that because the Saints are absolutely wonderful. In the first wave of punk, this band were right up there, absolutely brilliant. So as I say, I was really pleased to get this, and then I was even more pleased to find out from Ben that there's going to be that box set issued. I think it comes out beginning of December, so I'm going to get that on order so I don't miss out. Anyway, sorry for the soapbox stuff at the beginning, but I just felt I needed to get that off my chest because I don't like that sort of thing. And I hope you enjoyed, what I had to show you today. Do go over and have a look at Dave's channel and subscribe to him if you're not already. Although, with nearly 15,000 subs, you probably already are subscribed to him. But there you go. That's all I've got to say, all I've got to do. So until next time, bye-bye.